喂，大家好，大家好。嗱，咁呢，就我哋而家稍等一陣啊。咁我而家就要都係照舊啦，都係要 like and share 咗啲嘢先嘅。OK，係啦，稍等我一陣。OK，係啦，即係呢個好快嘅啫。OK，係啦，唔知做乜嘢，係咪出咗啲咩問題呢？應該睇到嘅照計，係啦，睇到啦，睇到啦，而家 OK。咁大家稍等我一陣，咁我都係照舊要做翻 like and share 嗰個動作嘅。OK。Discord 點解過嚟呢邊嘅？OK，好，我哋已經處理好晒我哋所有 share 嘅嘢啦。咁呢，而家我哋就當然係靜待呢一個嘅發佈會開始啦，係咪？係啦。咁即係大家就今晚就冇直播室啦。今晚冇直播室，講明先，因為阿叔我好攰，係啦，阿叔我真係好攰，係啦，攰到趴喺度，係啦。咁再等下啦，5分鐘嗱。今晚就睇下佢究竟嗱呢個 show 佢冇講幾長時間嘅，咁我諗預計可能會同 Capcom 個差唔多，都係半個鐘頭到啦嚇。魔王呢排好勤力，咁呢個係 E3 期間嘅嘢嚟㗎嘛，即係我平時呢，即係平時呢係都盡量勤力嘅嚇，即係我唔係平時我係好忙啫，咁但係呢啲日子咁再忙啲啦，係咪？即係瞓少啲都要啦，係咪先？係咪咁講啊？你瞓少啲都要啦。咩啊？肥佬你包白 DLC 做大佬喎？咩叫大佬啊？哦，屌你話嗰個肥佬商人係嘛？屌你！我啱啱諗咗咩做大佬啊？屌你諗緊咩意思？跟住撲街啊！屌你！原來你話我係個肥佬啊嘛？開半個鐘當開咗1個鐘嘅直播室，喂都仲要寫啊，大佬！你明唔明啊？要寫㗎，OK？我加翻大聲少少先。如無意外應該係似下安啦，應該係啦。我諗都幾大成數係呢隻㗎啦，佢再唔出俾人屌㗎啦，應該啊。今次肥佬咪話會走數，咁第日佢有發佈會嘛？其實我都係走咗大家數嘅，我係走咗直播室條數嘅。OK，咁但係佢有發佈會，我哋都會做嘅，咁我盡做啦。OK 係咪啊？玩埋個維京 DLC 先，係啦啊！對 UB 冇期望就唔會失望，未必嘅。咁話晒刺客啦，係咪先？刺客係一個當 UB 好窮就會攞出嚟嘅系列。 跟住原來咧乜撚嘢都唔係，佢就係公佈話俾你聽，我哋出 NFT 畫啊，跟住大家屌咁樣即刻係啊，同大家講，我哋將會推出呢個 NFT 嘅刺客畫像咁樣，或者我哋出呢個 NFT 嘅刺客模型咁，你仲唔死咁樣？到時啲玩家仲唔屌你封冚？今晚咪有 SE， 今晚冇 SE 噶嘛？唔係 SE 噶嘛 ？SE 係17號啊，17號凌晨啊 ，Final Fantasy 嗰個我哋都會做嘅應該係啊，睇下咩時間先嗰個就即係都唔係話咁咩噶啦，都係要搞一輪嘅嗰啲。一陣 SIE 個 show 會唔會直播？睇下點先啦。係啊，變咗面具肥大佬咩啊？死晒啦嘛！嗰啲人已經即係嗰啲咩嗰啲夫人嗰啲冚唪唥瓜晒柴咁咪叫咩啊？呢啲叫做上位係啦，阿肥佬商人上位啦，正式我係唔開直播室，我再重申多次，我係唔開直播室啫。咁佢刺客有嘢都開嘅 ，OK， 係啦，西客信條。喂，大家即係一趁咗落幾多人呢？大家多啲去 like 下我哋芝芝嗰啲即係 Facebook 嗰啲 po 啦嚇，寫得好辛苦啊都。係啊，今日仲有，如果係會員嘅話，今日仲有呢一個嘅 Capcom 嗰隻恐龍新作嘅呢一個嘅訪問啊，可以睇下 ，OK， 係啦。今日開始限時免費，好，仲有1分鐘，我哋等埋呢1分鐘，究竟會唔會有啲咩好驚喜等到大家呢？係梗係會驚啊，定係會喜呢？呢個真係好奇妙啊，大佬，即係你都知啦，有陣時 UB 做嘅嘢，我哋佢撞手神嘅，我覺得啲嘢都係。今晚冇 Square Enix 17號啊，講咗係 Square Enix 17號咁。呢個完咗之後又係要寫稿噶啦，因為即係都係盡快出啦咁樣，係啦嚇。仲有30秒，係啦。刺客又暈啊，使唔使又暈啊？屌咩又係咁，係咪先？即係同大家一齊睇發佈會啦，咁都係咪？汪王光仲健全係啦 ，OK 嘅。正常刺客唔好再 level 仔。5、4、3、2、1，頓頓。15週年呢個 logo 啦，咁我開翻大聲啲先。
Assassin's Creed is all about giving players the thrill of leaping into history and reliving pivotal moments of our past. It has already been 15 years since Altair and the first Assassin's Creed game welcomed you to the Brotherhood in 2007. Today marks the beginning of our celebrations. For the months to come, we prepared surprises, unexpected collaborations, rewards, community activities, and more. We want to celebrate our 15th anniversary with you and all the people that share their passion for our franchise. Whether you want to relive your first Assassin's Creed memories, get involved in the celebrations, or learn more about the future of the brand, we'll get you covered in the months to come.
恭喜下佢15週年，同埋佢哋有啲未來嘅 plan 啦。
Assassin's Creed starts now with an update on what's to come in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Launching Assassin's Creed Valhalla and expanding upon its story and gameplay throughout the first year has been an incredible adventure. After 2 story expansions that saw Ivor battle against a druidic cult in Ireland, and then throw themselves into the Siege of Paris and war-torn Francia, we dove into Norse mythology with our ambitious 3rd expansion, Dawn of Ragnarok. With Assassin's Creed crossover stories, we even brought back a surprise visitor from the past, who joined up with Ivor to fight a mysterious curse in the Isle of Skye.
I'm glad you invited me here tonight.
On top of this narrative content, since launch, we've added several free game modes and activities to the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, for the first time in the franchise, we're offering a 2nd year of free post-launch content with our returning festivals, Mastery Challenge Pack 2, an Armory update, and new tombs to explore this fall to close the mystery behind Tombs of the Fallen. But that's not all. This summer, we're offering a unique take on Assassin's Creed gameplay. It is my pleasure to present the first look at our latest and most ambitious game mode, the Forgotten Saga, which will be free to all Assassin's Creed Valhalla players.
You do well to hide behind your monsters, daughter of Loki.
So, you're going back to Niflheim?
As many times as it takes. It is time to go to hell. Each time you cast me out will only make me stronger.
Free game 冇大個問題。
We're excited for you to experience this summer a new roguelite-inspired journey into Niflheim, the spectacular world of the dead. And stay tuned until the end of the year for one last surprise. We will reveal the last episode of Ivor's story as a free chapter for all players as well.
全部人都可以玩到個 free chapter 咯。我等下下，但我見到條龍。
In Assassin's Creed, history has always been our playground, and Discovery Tour is the ideal game mode to discover and learn, with content free of violence and tailored for learning. It is perfectly suitable for all audiences, including schools. For the Assassin's Creed Valhalla team, immersing players in the long-gone world of the Vikings and the Saxons has been a driving passion. Encouraged by feedback from teachers and students, we are proud to take a new step in facilitating access to learning.
我哋有聽翻嗰啲叫做咩啊？嗰啲學生同埋啲教師嘅意見，跟住就有狂收嗰隻釘，狂收過嗰個毛。We're also honored to be partnering with McGill University in Canada to develop curriculum guides for teachers and students, available online for free, to help them make the most of Discovery Tour Ancient Egypt, Ancient Greece, and Viking Age as learning tools for the classroom. We want to celebrate our 15th anniversary with you by releasing a free title update that our community has been passionately asking for. 60 frames per second support for Assassin's Creed Origins is now available. Experience ancient Egypt under the reign of Cleopatra, now in 60 FPS on Xbox and PlayStation next-gen consoles. OK， 即係有60 FPS 啦。
To celebrate with all of our players, we will be hosting a free weekend for Assassin's Creed Origins from June 16th to June 20th.
哦 ，free weekend 啊，免費俾你玩個 weekend。
Ancient Egypt is a great place to start revisiting and celebrating past Assassin's Creed games. Our 15th anniversary is about rewarding you for your incredible support. To get started, several sets of Assassin's Creed Origins tattoos, along with a naval pack, will be available this week in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
即係華哈拿都會有呢個毛啦，唔係之前都有公佈咗嘅咯，其實好似。
Right now, head to our anniversary website and learn more on how to get involved with the celebrations. Take part in our weekly challenges for a chance to earn prizes and share your favorite Assassin's Creed memories by using hashtag AC15 as we leap into history. Join us this September as we unveil the future of Assassin's Creed during a very special event. We can't wait to show you what's in store.
15週年 free game pass 送緊啦。 我有啲驚喎，喂，大佬矮矮地喎，佢而家公佈啲咁嘅嘢，係咯，喂，有啲矮矮地喎，喂，完跟住依家， 可以瞓覺噶咯喎，如果咁樣收台噶咯喎，喂。
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Assassin's Creed 15th Anniversary Celebration event. My name is Yusuf. I'll be one of your hosts today. I'm joined by my co-host, Chassie Vicencio. Chassie, how are you today?
Hey, I'm excited. That was very exciting stuff. So I'm happy to be here to celebrate Assassin's Creed with all of you. And we have a special guest, Yusuf.
Oh, yes, we do. We are joined by Assassin's Creed producer, Jose Ariza. Jose, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. This is exciting and thrilling all at once.
Yes, we are very happy to be showcasing all the news and announcements that y'all just saw. But we're also going to be hanging out with y'all for a little bit right now and showing off the Assassin's Creed Origins 60 frames per second boost. We're playing it right now. As you can see, I am riding on the back of my camel on the way to Alexandria. Jose, this game was already beautiful, silky smooth. The 60 frames per second boost just makes it doubly more so. It feels so good to play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's interesting. I just reloaded it into my console. I started playing it again, and it's amazing just seeing it sort of refreshed and I don't know. There's a certain elegance to it. The desert, the grandiosity of it. It's pretty awesome to see it in 60 frames and see how beautiful it looks.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I haven't been
back to Egypt,
quite some time now.
60 FPS 講就得㗎啦嘛。
Like 2 years since I
你唔使話俾我聽㗎嘛，大佬。
And it just feels so good to be back. I started a new game plus here. You can see I'm already level 55.
You've already played plenty of this game, so now you're jumping back into new game plus.
Yes.
喂，唔係其實好攰啊，大佬屌。
Yeah, but it looks beautiful. Jose, so let's celebrate this game, celebrate Assassin's Creed. So yeah, Origins. Tell us about your role on this game. You were a producer.
睇埋佢啦，開得就。
That feels like a lifetime ago. So at that point, I believe I was associate producer, and I was in charge of basically.
佢而家話俾你聽，60 FPS 有幾勁啊
！Other co-dev studios. It was a massive production, and it was my pleasure to be able to work with all the studios that were participating. 如果成日真係睇佢玩，就會打爆個幕。我哋睇下咩事。人直播人哋個直播室係咯。 Forgetting somebody. Sorry, but it's been it's been quite a while, and it was amazing being part of this production. It was also officially my first full Assassin's Creed production, as I had just joined the studio, and it was amazing, sort of being part of this entire production with so many awesome, talented people, passionate people. It was also a really interesting time of the franchise, obviously, envisioning what Assassin's Creed would be for the future. So it was thrilling and nerve-wracking, to say the least.
I imagine there must have been a lot of excitement and maybe internal pressure that you were feeling of.
喂，唔係我哋預佢睇下會唔會有新刺客啊嘛，大佬。
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Assassin's Creed is beloved by players.
你睇下，無雙嚟嘅呢隻。
What the brand is, what the brand, the tenets, the pillars of the brand. It was really fascinating trying to find out. How do we bring Assassin's Creed into an open world? How do we give agency to the players of how they play it, how they consume? And there were so many changes. It's funny watching it right now. It feels like, of course, this is exactly how for the player perspective, maybe, of course, why would it be anything other than this? But when you're on the asking all those questions of, what is the DNA of what's really Assassin's Creed? The areas where we could experiment or not, or
唔係個問題係你要 show 俾我睇60 FPS 冇需要㗎嘛呢件事。
It was fascinating. It was preserving the DNA while evolving at the same time.
係你快啲信仰之約啦，一約以下就完撚咗佢啦，屌你啊嘛
！As long as you talk about DNA, my favorite thing and the one thing to me that I never get tired of in Assassin's Creed is these sync points, and so. As long as these are here, I'm
已經唔係最無雙嗰隻，之後嗰兩集真係可以鳩到尾，鳩斬到尾。
After doing them, across every AC, so many times.
佢而家有更新啊嘛，佢會更新啊，60
FPS. What the verticality, the beauty of AC like those.
想點咧？我都睇咗畫。
Yeah, even that's a perfect point, right?
我唔知俾咩反應好依家。
Yeah, sync points are always there. They're a given. They're hit the easy button and it's done.
佢入去殺幾條友嘅走撚咗去。
Egypt, right? Like saying, how do we want the camera to move? oh my god, now we're in a massive open world and you can see very far into the
你
background.
跳落去話重筆我覺得而家係，如果我哋而家睇下，如果佢真係重筆就好笑啦。
All these little things that players don't see, we had to like.
我有啲驚，大佬煞有介事咁樣介紹，大佬煞有介事咁樣介紹呢個60 FPS 大佬，你都唔知之後有啲咩新嘢啊。
Sorry.
Go ahead. I was gonna say. By the way, I noticed that my camera is really bright. This is obviously to be.
You're bathed in light.
Yeah. It's I'm in the desert.
He's coming to us live from Alexandria. That's.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
而家係佢直播玩緊。
Also, yes, we are live. We can see the chat. So if you have any questions about AC Origins,
喺隻直播一堆 fuck， 喂正常都 fuck 佢啊，大佬黐孖筋，做乜撚嘢喺度？我未玩過啊呢隻 game。
This AC Origins in 60 FPS on PS5. It's also available on Xbox Series X and S, so you can jump into that. And if you missed that video earlier, there's a free weekend coming for AC Origins, June 16th to the 20th. So if you haven't played or want to jump back in, go for it on Xbox and PlayStation next-gen consoles and play 60 FPS. But yeah, we are.
係得啦，知啦 ，X 知啦，有60 FPS 啊。
Let us know in the chat. But Jose, I'll start with a question for you. So I saw an internal interview with you at Ubisoft, and you said your best memory was working here was E3 2017, and you said
咁邊個諗出嚟嘅呢條
into
橋？
people's hands for the first
我真係好
time.
想知
So
喎。
can you tell me more about that and what that
喺
moment
個
was like?
15週年紀念發布裏面直播隻舊 game， 你直播維京我都冇咁撚興啊，大佬。
You know, the production had already been going, I think, for 3 years at a time, and everybody was working really hard to re-envision, to move the brand.
我知你 working very hard 啦 ，OK。
Open world, you know, there's a lot of changes that went into this. We went from a mission-driven system to a quest-driven system that you could consume however you wanted. There were so many changes that went into this, and obviously, the people
同當年 Xbox TV 有得揮。
love the brand, they love Assassin's Creed, and is sort of doing this meditation of everything we wanted to bring into Origins. And obviously, every choice we made was because we really truly felt, every director, every producer, everybody in the team that really felt that was the right
應該點樣反擊仲好？
choice, the right thing to do. But nobody had seen it.
喂唔係啊，咁我哋睇埋佢啦，屌你乜我哋開撚咗係咪先？睇下佢有冇新刺客都好啊。
There was this moment
佢話應該有新刺客㗎嘛，屌你！
share what the team has been working on, and especially for me, you know, I was thrilled to be able to be on the floor, to give the demos, to represent the team and the directors.
我真係 what the fuck 啊，大佬！
You know,
搞咩
it's
啊？
a huge honor to be part of the brand and to represent everybody's hard work and talent. But on the other hand, it was nerve-wracking. You know, nobody
你同我講你60
had
FPS
seen it.
而家有乜撚嘢分別咧？屌你老
Yeah,
味！
and you give the controller to a player. A lot of them are media. A lot of them are streamers, YouTuber, some celebrities even. You know, we're in LA at E3, and there's this moment that you're super proud, you're super excited, you want to show it, but also a part of you is saying, "Oh my God, please like it." And we hope that you see what we see. We hope that this really our vision translates and is able to be understood by people. And those
希望你大家中意下隻 game 喎 OK。
It was phenomenal, you know, that fear, but also, you know, you give the controller to somebody and you're looking at them and you're like
佢就算有新都唔知佢再講啲咩。
So are you like just directly looking? Are you kind of looking away, or are you just like nervous about that? That sounds very nervous.
In some
黐撚
cases,
線啊，簡直係。
some people say, no, you drive. I want you to see you play it.
Yeah.
You also
yeah.
get some of the media.
我都諗下究竟佢呢一段諗住播幾耐啊？
And you're playing, you're explaining, and then you know their total poker face.
佢係咪諗住做埋個 quest 㗎？諗住。
And you don't know, like, are you loving it? Are you hating it? You know, and at the same time as we progress, giving more demos, I think there was one person that actually said, giving me the Assassin's Creed that I never knew I wanted, and it's phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
You can probably see me getting a little emotional because it was so amazing just being there and seeing people say, this is exactly, I didn't know I wanted this, but this is exactly what it
係唔
should
使嘥時間
be.
試
You know, giving the demos also, you noticed all the NPCs. We know we had the smart, you know, the Meta AI network.
having the same
唔係啊，頭先之前都話我哋好 working hard 嘅大佬，即係我哋好辛苦咁樣呈現俾大家睇嘅，屌你老味 ，fuck you 啦真係。
At some point I saw, I think it was an alligator and a hippo get into a fight, and the guy's like, "Oh, was that supposed to happen?" And I said, "No, honestly, I've never seen that. I don't know what you know what."
係 Ubisoft 拖你哋時間，唔係我拖你哋時間。OK， 我原本今晚諗住唔開㗎。
It was nerve-wracking and it was amazing, and it was such a communal sigh of relief.
我係見佢開有呢個咁嘅直播，所以我先開嘅又話俾你聽。
Yes, people agree with our vision. You know, we still held the pillars of the brand, the DNA, and yeah, it was I think cathartic. It was a very cathartic moment for me, you know, and it was also my my first Assassin's Creed production, right? So for me, there was also that.
佢而家係咪諗住屌你有咩逐隻數、逐隻剝啊？Origin 跟住後邊嗰啲都出埋啊，咩個321啊嗰啲咧，屌你老味嗰啲。
God, please, I hope.
所以你講句，
你
出隻重製嘅一出嚟，我都冇咁興，我話俾你聽。
Yeah, that sounds like an ideal time.
Exciting and also, yeah, and also terrifying.
UB 個 CEO 係法國人嚟嘅。
We always do our best work, hoping that everybody would love it.
其實又咁講，法國佬係麻煩，唔係應該係仲麻煩過美國佬嘅。
That saying that nobody has an ugly baby, right? So it's that moment where you show people the baby and you're like, I hope people like the baby, you know.
佢哋會睇到聊天室出征。
I love this scene so much. It's our first introduction to Aya here.
Aya's great.
And like I think to me like it was just so cool seeing a husband and wife that were like in love and had you know.
佢而家話俾你聽 ，P5 同埋 Xbox XS、Series X 有呢一個60 FPS。
It was a healthy relationship, and I feel like that's something.
你哋應該借主隆恩 ，OK？
Yeah, you know, and it's amazing also that you get to see the trajectory of from the past to the present, if you want to say to the future, when you meet them again in the hidden ones. And you know, we were so attuned to their relationship that we felt, you know, in the hidden ones.
條草裙冇同我哋講下解下悶，我都同你講下嘢解悶啦，唉，屌真係。
It's okay, we did well. Yeah. But seeing that trajectory, and it's funny because it wasn't a big speech, it wasn't
50幾 level 仲係做緊開頭任務。
It was just a moment.
喂，佢唔係點做俾你睇啫
I feel and I hope that we captured the journey as a couple, as people, as human beings that they had, and in the end, just saying, you know what, we don't need to give a big speech. We're okay. We're cool.
Yeah. That's actually it's. I'm so happy you bring that up. That is one of my favorite moments in gaming. Period. It's just after.
UB 直播禁咗留言。
Separated at the end of.
喂，唔係啊，佢禁留言係正常啊，俾人孖叉到暈啊，大佬。佢呢個節目唔俾人孖叉到暈。
There for that moment, there's a shot where they, you know, their foreheads touch and like they.
佢唔可以俾啲高層見到嘛，大佬，俾人孖叉到咁。係咪先
？It's super nice to hear you say that. You know,
條都表情一直都係苦笑。
Really hard to give value to that moment without being giving over exposition of what the player should or should not be feeling, or what Bayek and Aya should be feeling. So it was that subtlety I think was represented.
呢個真係中伏直播嚟，大佬唔係講笑啊。
Of you know Bayek's quest, his motivations, Aya's motivation, the rift between them, all these little things that.
其實
we want the player to
唔係即係咁講
emotionally connected to.
即係假設你有60 FPS， 你出份新聞稿就得㗎啦。OK， 係啊，即係你 free read free read and 跟住有60 FPS， 你出份新聞稿俾我，其實係2句嘢嚟嘅啫。OK， 寫完係咪？
We get the first hidden blade.
係咪先？做乜嘢咧？仲要咁開心又睇得黐線嘅舊 game 嚟㗎嘛
？Don't point that at your face.
There you
go. There you go.
佢個樣都係黑黑地，喂，梗唔慌唔黑啦，大佬！你覺得咁樣出隻咁嘅嘢，跟住你喺度玩15分鐘，你覺得我哋會開心黐線㗎
？Too, Jose, you know, you were saying earlier, you know, you were talking about showing this game to people for the first time, and them, you know, saying, "Oh, this isn't."
騎劫咗15週年，係咯，屌你
！Realize this is what I wanted, but it's exactly what I wanted.
唔係咁㗎嘛，大佬。
I had a slightly similar but slightly different.
所以咪撐時間啊！依家要撐夠1個鐘啊！即係將個節目要撐夠1個鐘頭啊！你嗰度已經你咁樣搞到3個字咯喎已經。
But the way I don't think I've actually told you. I happen to be Egyptian.
佢哋好
so Origins is always the game I wanted.
If you have nothing to show,
I would ever get.
Then no need to.
You were not the only one.
Make any live streaming.
That was a top
喂，呢個唔係我問題啊，喂，呢個係 Ubisoft 問題啊，喂，大佬。
But I think even more so, as you
15週年就係博俾人燒嘅 Ubi 係得嘅。喂，佢呢個仲衰過 Sony 大佬。
And how much was put into
頂你個肺！我冇玩過啊，屌你隻 game。
The culture, the time period, the setting.
雖然 Origin 我冇爆機 ，Origin 我有爆機喎，我記得，但我冇，當然我冇做直播，但我有爆機喎呢隻，我記得。我好少次客爆機，維京咧就係魔王草爆機嘅，係啦，我記得。
It was everything I could have hoped for and more.
即邊個3位咧？嗱，第一位咧就係呢個 Ubisoft News 嘅負責人。係啦，咁跟住咧，中間嗰個咧就係呢一隻嘅 Origin 嘅呢個 Origin 嘅 producer， 即係製作人，係啦。咁下面嗰個咧都係呢個 Ubisoft News 嘅負責人。咁其實簡單啲嚟講咧，佢哋係公關，係啦，即係係咪算唔公關 marketing 啦，即係宣傳嗰部分嘅人啦，係啦，即係專門幫 Ubisoft 做新聞嘅一啲人啦。咁但係即係咁樣講，其實。如果你係有做新聞嘅話，你應該知道呢啲唔會係一啲咩新聞嚟嘅 ，OK？ 同埋你而家做一個，你而家做一個所謂嘅interview， 其實好奇妙嘅呢件事，你明唔明啊？你呢度係咁樣去做一個 interview， 其實好奇怪，亦都唔係好恰當咯，即係我會咁講。其實即係如果即係因為大家預計你係會有新發布，而唔係俾我睇你60 FPS， 跟住喺度撚呢隻 game 撚咗3個字。唔係咁你 3VM 唔緊要，咁你唔需要去引我去玩噶嘛，你公佈就得㗎啦嘛。就算你之後咪出翻啲 gameplay 片咪算咯，係咪？或者你做一條 trailer 出嚟係60 FPS 嘅，咁咪 OK 咯。點冇必要咁樣去做其實？指出嚟玩夠公關喎！你諗下，你係咪癲到啲？即係要就刪埋個留言板，你就知咩事啦。
I have learned a ton about history through Assassin's Creed, going all the way back to the very first game. And I'm sure.
但係有陣時係咁講嘅，嗱，即係如果好老實，喺呢一個嘅行頭裏邊咧，即係我會咁講啊。有啲嘢叫焗做嘅，有啲嘢要焗做，但係呢一個焗所謂焗做咧，我會較細聲啲。我較細聲啲佢哋啦。其實咧有一樣呢個行頭裏邊有一樣要焗做，咁咩叫焗做咧？就係佢可能係夾硬都要佢焗。咁咧有陣時咧，嗱呢個就係日本公司比較常見嘅，我可以同大家分享下呢一個。係啦，咁啊咩係嬲在俾隻舊 game 搞到冇得休息。未必㗎，嗱有陣時咧，嗱呢一個就日本公司比較常見，係個 producer 想出鏡，因為你要知道咧，日本嘅遊戲公司咧係比較着重喺製作人明星化呢一部分，咁咧。若果出多啲鏡，咁對於佢嘅 image 佢嘅形象，或者可能即係大家成日會講咩 GT 之父啊，乜乜之父、乜乜之父咁啦 ，Final Fantasy 之父咁樣。咁其實喺呢一個嘅狀況下咧，佢哋係要多啲曝光率。咁點樣先可以多曝光率咧？其實係有一個狀況。就係好似以前 Capcom 嘅小野義德，佢會周圍飛，周圍幫隻 game 做宣傳，周圍去 show 樣，跟住令到佢自己成為一個 image， 就係呢隻 game 就係我好似我係代言人咁樣。咁跟住佢就即係叫做某程度上個位咪穩咯，係咪啊？咁跟住呢種狀況喺鬼佬上面嚟講比較少見嘅，即係歐美遊戲公司比較少見嘅。 咁通常佢哋 teamwork 噶嘛，teamwork 制，所以佢哋就比較少呢一樣嘢咁但係而家你真係好難話得埋，因為我就咁見佢呢個咁樣，其實係咪公司要佢做啊，定還是係個製作人想做，我哋都唔會知道。其實係啦。我諗一局做呢樣嘢，我諗到9條一馬嚇。同埋其實鬼佬做嘢呢，佢唔會有啲咩 planning 嘅，即係好似你呢啲咁嘅 interview 呢，其實可能佢會 drop 咗啲 key point，但係佢哋未必係會真係有晒問題答案咁，佢唔會嘅。係啊，呢個會比較奇怪啲其實。所以即係同大家，即係我又唔會話怪唔怪佢，而係部署上面出問題咯。部署上面係有問題咯。呢個你點會將一隻舊 game 你重播，跟住喺呢個15週年嗰度，你既然咁中意舊 game，點解你唔放一隻 Assassin's Creed 1啊？放第一集出嚟咯，係咪先？咁你咪玩咯，係咪？我冇所謂，可能我未見過咧，係咪？係嘛？係咪先？Teamwork 還 Teamwork 個發佈會變咗市 Teamwork，即係集體係㗎，呢啲集體制㗎嘛。係啊，即係由上到下俾人鏟到上天棚，我話俾你聽呢啲。你邊有可能將隻 Origin 放呢度啊，大佬？你完咗之後咪搞咯，係咪先？佢而家係諗住講半個鐘頭喎，睇佢衰樣。講真冇新嘢都要直播，係咪因為要焗做？我覺得某程度上係有少少影響嘅。之前你見到Xbox 個發佈會，跟住其他幾邊都搞發佈會。咁你如果 Ubisoft 啊或者 EA 啊，咁佢哋如果唔搞發佈會，又好似好奇怪嘅。其實你呢個垃圾台都有100幾人睇直播嘅，唔好問點解啦，叉哥，我都覺得好奇怪，點解我仲坐喺度做緊呢個直播啊，大佬？你唔好話咩啦，放第一集反而仲好，起碼少啲人玩。係啊，即係如果你真係要放，你不如放第一集啦，係咪先？你又唔放喎，你放隻 Origin 出嚟做乜鬼啫？係咪先？
And that's another thing I think this game does a great job of too, is showing how all these cultures combined and how their gods combined even in their religious beliefs.
你話俾我聽，一開播我哋會有呢個 Origin 嘅試玩咁樣，跟住係幾長咁咪，咁我即刻可以熄機啊嘛，大佬係咪先？我唔使煩啊嘛。
Closer to today than they did to the building of the pyramids.
That's wild.
I stopped here for like a real specific reason, and this is like, honestly, this is when I realized how much research and time and effort was put into this game. Is when I saw these stones here in the middle of the street.
你做咗幾多 research 啊？為咗呢個 game？
And like, you know, it was the closest I had ever gone to going viral at the time. When I saw these, because I was shocked. Like these are crosswalks, y'all. Like these are ancient crosswalks.
跟時就點解唔放好得彩？咪係咯。唔係咁，今次佢呢隻係有60 FPS， 所以就話俾大家聽，我哋有啦，但係有唔緊要，你講一句就 OK 嘅啦嘛。你整咗個訪問喺度喎，大佬。你呢個係一個 interview 嘅份量嚟嘅喎，你覺得我會唔會寫一個咁嘅 interview 份量嘅嘢，大佬？
So you have these, horse-drawn carriages pass through, and their wheels are meant to go in between all these stone tabs, but pedestrians are meant to cross on top of them, so they're not getting their feet dirty.
我好撚得人驚，我係諗住玩成晚嘅，大佬佢。
And when I saw that,
如果係我收台先，大佬。
Oh my God! This is something that 0.01% of players would ever even notice, ever even think about.
佢已經做咗5個字啦，已經。
And no one would miss if it wasn't there.
我不經不覺已經俾佢燒咗我5個字時間，但係我完全唔知我做緊乜。呢個畫面同佢講嘅嘢完全係冇乜關係嘅，加上。你話屌你130幾人喺度睇，你半個鐘頭完全咩做乜鳩
？Even at one point we even had the discussion of anything that we build, any location, what is the percentage of wood that you could use? Because guess what? There's not a lot of wood in Egypt, right? Even the materials, like what type of rock, all of this had to be true to the culture, to what was available.
點咧
？It's strange to be talking about building a location.
我驚冇爆點頂，隻 game 唔同晒。
You cannot use more than X amount of wood because wood was precious at that point. And players probably don't.
我快啲種筆啦！我哋反而而家啲玩家應該想睇佢種筆多啲。
But all these little things that we have to say, well, no, it has to feel as authentic as possible.
60 FPS 啊啦，等你種筆啦咁啊。
Stones on the floor, the patterns, all these things that could just be taken as artistic choices. They're actually very informed and based on all the research that was done.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that even if
點啊？屌你近戰用射箭，
it comes through in the end. Ooh, let's not die.
真係 UB 同 Sony fan 度整個垃圾場 streaming 去救 Sony 個廢 showcase。
The chat and say hi to them because they've been asking some questions. The chat's been flying by, so I've grabbed as many as I could. And so thank you for sending your love. Thank you for sending your questions in. Just want to shout out some people who were sharing some love. Dr. XY said, I love this game series so much. Thank you for your incredible.
完啦。
Dexter said, thank you Ubisoft for doing this event.
哇！屌佢真係撚你半個鐘喎！喂，屌我睇咗個鐘。
Nick Nakamata said, I'm glad I can finally play in 60 FPS. Time to revisit.
仆你個街！
And then Enigmar said,
佢真係撚你半個鐘啊！頂你！
Origins was thanks to the work of all the team.
喂，屌佢轉個頭會唔會話屌你喺 Mac 機度出？我哋會喺 Mac 嗰度出呢個維京，跟住又玩半個鐘啊！屌你！
Amazing stuff. So, let's go to some questions. So, Taryn Walker earlier asked, what were the biggest challenges in bringing Assassin's Creed to an open world for the first time?
Oof, all of them.
All of them.
There was so much. I mean, obviously, the going into an open world, how you play that open world, right? Because we should be able to go wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go. Trying to find this formula, going from a mission-driven system to a quest system, changing the combat. That was huge, right? Because now you're in an open world where you can be surrounded by animals or NPCs and enemies. Changing the combat from our old system to a hitbox system, which was, it means that if you have a long axe and you spin around. And
Can you email Ubisoft why you show old game?
It's no longer the queue system of I'm only fighting the guy that's in front of me. Take your ticket. Now serving enemy 355 step up. It's sort of all these.
仲未撚完啊？我以為佢講 fans 嘅時候，原來諗住佢完添，屌你！我哋都冇撚聽佢講嘢，我仆街，我教到好撚細聲。我就撚聽到 fans 嘅時候，我諗住係咪完啊？屌你老味！
To be honest, the first time I heard, oh, we're doing Assassin's Creed in Egypt in the desert, I thought of the pyramids, but I also thought, oh, that's a lot of desert, right? Like, how do
以為嗌老貓嚟喎，屌你！
direct the player to pockets of content? How do we still?
係咯，呢啲根本冇撚有興趣想知，係啊，冇人想知啊，屌你！
The sandstorm, that was a huge challenge.
唔係。你要做 interview 冇所謂啊，但係喂唔係個個玩家可以咁樣接受你喺一個新 game 發佈會度咁樣做 interview 法噶嘛？即係你好似轉頭 Xbox Showcase 咁，佢本身佢講到明係做啲比較即係佢深入啲嘅嘢，咁佢裏面會有啲訪問咁樣，咁你一早講定咪 OK 咯。佢屌你有咩由個市區打到海邊喎已經。 係咪先
interesting factoid after the game ship when we sort of predicted I forget which one of the pyramids it was. I think
喂，咁你搏佢有嘛，大佬
speculated when there should have been a chamber and then
你搏佢都要睇㗎啦，大佬。但係喂，屌你點知道佢？喂，咁嗱冇嘅唔緊要啊，但係屌你咪撚喺度咁樣搞啊！
We did all the research and we knew we had to get it right. We knew people like you, Yusuf, who are Egyptian or of Egyptian descent, we had to get
係咪先？你萬一有咧，屌你老咩係咪先？
make up whatever we wanted. So it was amazing that our research led to us.
你咁你不如你半個鐘頭搞掂佢算啦。
Structurally, the way it's built, so we sort of theorized.
唔係即係我都話啦，頭先你咁樣完撚咗咪算咯，屌你老咩？我都冇所謂喎，但係你唔使 show 半個鐘維生俾我，跟住你喺度做 interview 嘛，大佬。
There was a chamber there. I think At one point, players were accusing us of being Templars because we had this information, which is the best compliment I guess that we could get. But yeah,
冇都唔緊要啊，但係
not just honoring
唔係咁樣咯，
but also honoring the Egyptian culture at the point.
係咪先？
It was a little stressful, let's say.
A little stressful.
喂，真係撚鳩你嘅啫喎，大佬。
Yeah.
嫌你啲鬼佬冇嘢睇喎，屌你咩 Xbox Showcase 前出啲咁嘅嘢俾你睇喎。
Spliff said, "Thank you so much for Origins. Have hundreds of happy hours with this wonderful game." Oh, glad to hear it. Thank you guys.
That's awesome. And to let everyone know too, we're going to be playing for a little bit longer here, but
可以瞓覺到你。
our showcase here of the AC Origins is not going to be the end of the stream. After this, we have news.
佢發佈咗實際10分鐘已經完。
Stories, so
係咯。
kind of the Assassin's Creed
3分鐘完鳩咗。
storytelling, including comics, graphic novels.
唔係啊，佢寫話冇新嘢嘛，但我唔 sure 佢有冇新嘢嘛，大佬啊。
Further AC stories.
係咪先？
There's plenty more to come in the coming months, so please just stay tuned. We're celebrating AC for a long time, and then as mentioned, if you missed the video earlier, there's a special event in September to learn more. And if you want to learn more about what you missed earlier in this stream, head to assassinscreed15.com and you'll get all your information there. But we can kind of go over some of the big highlights from what was mentioned in the first 6 minutes, Jose. And you were in that video, so we've got
Unfortunately, yes.
No, it was great.
喂，我係見咗佢嗰個話有15週年，跟住我知佢有講話60 FPS 嘅，但係咁你講得15週年，跟住有特備節目，係咪先？
Second part, what we just did, the second part to Mastery Challenge, to Solar Fallen, and I guess there's that little surprise, the Forgotten Saga, which is let me think of my PR training to not give any spoilers. We obviously announced that it's inspired, very roguelite inspired. We wanted to.
香港輸緊0-2，係咩世界盃啊？
That are fans that have been with us in Valhalla since the beginning. You probably have heard me say in the past that we wanted to explore. Experiment. We invited players to come.
喂，你播個 update 出嚟都好啊，大佬，屌！即係咁講啊！睇訪問可能仲好睇。唔係啊啦，呢個收我就收台啊！屌，嗰個 showcase 我唔睇，大佬，嗰個隨時換過呢個，同你講。
I think the Forgotten Saga is the culmination of that, of us saying, let's explore, let's try something else, let's step outside of our comfort zone, let's find a way to tell this story.
因為嗱咁講嘅，點解會覺得佢有新嘢咧？個問題因為佢係即係因為佢係 and more in Assassin's Creed story 啊嘛，咁即係你會諗佢會唔會有多啲嘢噶嘛，大佬？
Get him back to not have him live in this dishonorable death.
係咪先
Coming up with the gameplay around this moment and say, you know what, we're gonna go in a different direction. It's still Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's still, if you play the main game, you're gonna play this and say yes, I can.
但係咪諗住播2個鐘啊？喂，屌你老味，喂，真係要諗諗佢喎呢個。
Turning some of the formula upside down.
我真係要諗諗喎呢個。呢個真係重大過真人化。
Play and die, the more powerful you get. As you sort of get kicked out of Niflheim, the story.
唔係啊，我搞掂我瞓覺，大佬好撚攰我。
What's happening, and you really there's some subtlety to the storytelling as to why Odin is trying, what it means to him. He's not there as Odin, the old father. He's there as Odin, the father. He's
no comics.
He's powered. He sort of needs to build his power up to be able to rescue Baldur.
係咯。
I think that's all I can say without giving any spoilers. For sure.
喂，我哋直播係咪要暫時嚟到呢度先？
Exploration is the team sort of saying, you know what, let's try something else. Let's do something else. Let's give something.
佢有 Netflix 喎，但係佢冇講有咩喎，好似。
Yeah. So and to be honest, it's been amazing having the community.
算啦，係咯，可以休息啊！屌，預備休息。係咯。 未得閒理佢，大佬真係。
Forgotten Saga is sort of the culmination of a lot of ideology.
係示範如我講一句講完嘅傾2個鐘，屌你老味真係。
I hope the players play it and like it.
係啊，完啦，唔夠理佢咯，我決定。喂，佢連漫畫都冇講啦，屌你咩有撚講我漫畫頭先？有撚講我漫畫咩？屌你咩頭先？冇啊！屌你咩佢淨係講咗話會有新 DLC 啫嘛！屌你，係咪先？OK， 咁啊嗱，即係咁講，即係又咁講嘅，咁冇就冇辦法啦，係咪？都頂唔撚順啊，大佬好眼瞓，係啦，啊，咁啊，直播就暫時嚟到呢度啦。哇！我今晚唔開直播室得好撚攰啊我。屌你！我呢幾晚都冇覺好瞓，大佬，係咪先？啊，咁啊，個光頭佬咪提咗佢嘅漫畫咯。屌你諗咩仆街？你都俾幾張圖嚟啊嘛？頂你個肺，係咪先？啊，即係咁樣講就講，係咪？吹台就唔開嘅啦，話俾你聽。屌你尾，係咪先？俾我唞下，大佬。屌我話咗今晚原本係預咗我走數嘅，其實。係啊，但係冇辦法，屌你！我見到佢有15週年紀念呢一個直播，咁我唯有開啦。點知我哋睇咗咁耐都仲係 Origin， 係咪先？呢個集體中伏大會嚟嘅，冇辦法，係咪先？下次係 SE 啦，應該如果如無意外，唔係嗱老實，即係講開又講啊，我覺得 SE 會好睇過佢，點解呢？佢衰極都會播 CG 啊嘛，係咪先？即係咁講啊，係咪先？佢播直播播 FF14都隨時好睇過佢，我話俾你聽，屌乸媽，係咪先？啊，係啦，咁好啦，咁啊，即係直播暫時嚟到呢度啦嚇，咁啊唔睇佢啦，係啦，咁啊即係諗住佢有新嘢啊，不過睇怕都冇噶啦，應該。咁啊，各位，我哋聽晚見，係咁先。啊，早唞，晚安，拜拜。
Customized by his hair, right? You could have long hair, no beard, beard.